Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It is currently, let's see, 6:43 p.m. on this cloudy Thursday evening. My hat is not centered on my head, which doesn't really matter, I guess. And it looks like there's some kind of fuzz. Not a hair, but a fuzz. A fuzz. Just one fuzz. A fuzz sitting on the end of my hat. But anyway, it is 6:43 p.m. on this cloudy Thursday evening. It has looked like it's going to rain all day long, off and on. The sun was out a little bit earlier, and then it looked like it was going to start thunderstorming, and then it just got cloudy, and so I don't know. Apparently we're not going to get any rain, and the rain passed by us. So I watered all of my plants. My fern is sitting out there, so I'll show you guys. I bring my fern down there, and then, I don't know if you guys can see it, and then I water it down there, and then I hang it back up. So, I watered all my plants today. I actually also did a video for my Peter Does Stuff channel, going to my neighbor's garden, front and back garden, and doing a video of the whole garden, and she toured it with me. She didn't want to be on video, but she talked the whole time and like showed everything and named everything. So if you guys want to see my neighbor's garden, go check out my video on my Peter Does Stuff channel. Yeah, and I have just had a really nice, relaxing day. Alex got off work about 2 o'clock, and then his friend that he was supposed to have dinner with last night, he met up with for lunch today, and they went to HC Tavern in Fishers, Indiana. And then he came home, and he has just been relaxing and whatever, and I've been hanging out with him. And I actually just ordered my DoorDash from, do you want to guess? From Piata. I just ordered my DoorDash from Piata, which should be here in about 19 minutes, it said. So when it comes, I'll stop and take it inside, and then I'll come back and finish my vlog. Alex is getting ready to leave. He's actually laying down right now in bed. He just turned on the fan, and he's like resting for an hour before he starts getting ready to go out to dinner, because he's going out to dinner with a bunch of girls that he used to work with, and they are going to the steakhouse, which is literally right next to where he was at lunch today, and it's called 1933. It's a really cute place. But he's going out to dinner with them and having kind of like a girls' night, so he's real excited about that. And so yeah, and that will be fun for him. And it probably won't be like a super late night, because when he goes with this like group, they're not like, you know, like hang out for hours and hours and hours. So, and then I don't know if when he comes home we'll watch RuPaul's Drag Race or not. We might save that. I am going to start Cruel Summer tonight, the second season of it. I was actually going to start it last night, but I lay down and took a nap, and well, like a nap for me, you know, which is like, I don't know what time I laid down. I can't remember. What was last night? Wednesday? What did we do last night? I don't even remember. Well, I got super tired. Well, Alex went to bed like early too, because he was really, really tired. And so when I laid down to take a nap, he like lay down and was playing his game and stuff, and then he went to bed shortly after that. I don't know if it was like probably like 9 or something like that. He slept through the whole night. But I got up at about 11, and then I finished, I sat out here for like an hour and a half. I am so loving just sitting here and listening to my audiobooks. You know, for a long time, I was just like, I can't just like sit in this chair and just listen to audiobooks, but somehow I've like gotten over that, and gotten over that gap, and I'm just like loving it now. Just like sitting here and just like, you know, drinking a cup of coffee or herb tea or one of my like sparkling fruit drinks or whatever, and just listening to an audiobook. So I finished last night, was it last night or was it the night before? It was last night that I finished the Tanya Kappas book. Here, I'll look it up and tell you guys what it was called. From Campers and Criminals. Let me look at my reading challenge. I set my goal this year for my reading challenge on Goodreads for 62 books, and I just finished my 11th book last night. It's been a slow year, but I have to tell you, June has been like a really good month for me. I'm on my 4th book for the week. So I finished this last night. It was called Hitches, Hideouts, and Homicides. It was real short. It was like 4.5 hours. I finished that last night, and now I am listening to Clue Crew, and it is the 25th book in the Misfortune series by Jana DeLeon. Here, I'll show you what it looks like. Let me pull up this is what the cover looks like. A Misfortune Mystery, New York Times bestselling author Jana DeLeon. So, and I don't know what I'm going to listen to after this. I actually, last night, I bought a book on Audible, and it was called, it's a Jana Ivanovich book, which I've only read one of her, I think maybe 2 books in her Stephanie Plum series, and there's another book in another series of hers that I've read. Mel was telling me about this, that she had a new series out, and the book is called The Recovery Agent, and it's about a woman that goes on kind of like a treasure hunt with her ex-husband to Peru, and I thought, oh, this would be like a really fun, like book to read for summer. So I got that. And then my neighbor across the street was telling me that she was starting a book. She's so excited that for the book club that we're reading Low Country Broil. She was like, oh my God, she's like, I love that series so much. I'm so excited that you picked that book. But anyway, yeah, like literally all of my books in here on my newest books that I bought are all like cozy mysteries. Steeped in Suspicion, A Crafty Crime, a Stony Brook Mystery. Stacy recommended both of those to me. Death of the Deep Dive by Josh Lanyon. Lament at Loon Landing by Josh Lanyon. And then I have a bunch of other books. So Hard Day for Hangover. It's the 3rd book in the Dorinda Jones series. I also want to read After Siege, which is like one of the books that I haven't read in the As the World Dies series by Rhiannon Frater, which is zombies. So I'm going to read that as well. But I have a bunch of books. So, A Body at Buccaneers Bay. I guess I have 3 books in that Josh Lanyon series that I haven't read yet. I have a Blake Crouch book. I have all kinds of books to read. And Mel was telling me to read this book called The Writing Retreat, which I actually told Caroline to get at lunch yesterday. So Caroline was going to get it on Audible, and then I may get that as well. So next up in your series, next up in my Tanya Kappas series is Assailants, Asphalt, and Alibis by Tanya Kappas. So, and in my wish list right now is Lessons in Chemistry. Anybody tell me if you've read any of these books. Lessons in Chemistry, Caroline said was great. The Writing Retreat, Mel said was great. Nothing More to Tell by Karen McManus. I think it's a new book for a new series. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. And here's, okay, so I love No Exit by Taylor Adams, but Hairpin Bridge I did not like. So I'm not sure if I want to buy this one or not. The Agathas, 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. A lot of people had stuff to say about that. Every Last Fear by Alex Finley. Night Shift by Alex Finley. Book Lovers by Emily Henry. I'm not really in the mood to read like a romance book right now though. Mocha and Murder by Tanya Kappas. That's another series of hers. Yestertime by Andrew Cunningham. Crossroads by Jonathan Franzen. I have all kinds of. American Girl by Wendy Walker. Still Midnight by Denise Mina. I read a book of hers and I loved it. And it was about a true crime podcast that they like followed. The Chocolate Cat Caper by Joanna Carl. That's at Cozy. Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. Somebody told me that was really, really good. I can't remember. And The Lost Night by Andrea Bartz. Is it the same author as the one that Mel recommended to me? No, that's Julia Bartz. Julia Bartz and Andrew Bartz. So if anybody's read any of those, what was the last one called? That looks good. The Lost Night by Andrea Bartz. There's like a lot of books right now on Audible on like the thriller list and stuff that look really good. But anyway, so I finished that last night, and then I started listening to the new Misfortune book. I had like an hour and a half of that Tanya Kappas book to listen to, so I just sat here and relaxed and listened to it. It was a really nice night last night. And I finished that one, and then I started the Misfortune book, so I'll probably listen to more of that tonight and finish it tonight or tomorrow. And then I watched High Desert, which last night was the season finale. Which it ends in, all these shows that I've been watching lately, they kind of like, just like end. Like there has to be another season, which I think I think it got renewed, so there's gonna be another season of it. This cardinal just like landed on this really low branch, and it's like just kind of like hanging there on this like branch, just like going up and down. But anyway, so many really beautiful cardinals in our neighborhood. So many beautiful birds, but there seems to be, number one, a lot of cardinals out this year, more than I've ever seen before. And number two, there's tons and tons of fireflies, lightning bugs, lots out. And they just started coming out like 3 or 4 days ago. Because one night I was sitting out here, like Alex and I were watching a show, and I called Tanya in between it. And I went inside and I said, oh my God, there's so many lightning bugs outside. Fireflies. What do you guys call them? Lightning bugs or fireflies? We called them lightning bugs when I was a kid. But anyway, so I ended up watching High Desert and finishing that. And then I watched so that was the season finale, and it just kind of ends. I thought it was fine the way it ended, but I mean, you're going to have to watch the next season to find out more of what happens. And then I watched the newest episode of The Crowded Room. That's the show that's based on the Billy Milligan case. And it was an okay episode. It's just, I mean, we're like 5 or 6 episodes into it now, and it just is kind of dragging a little bit, in all honesty. I mean, it's a very intellectual show. And I just want to watch something that's kind of fun. I actually looked at the trailer for Silo because Caroline had mentioned to me that one of her friends recommended that to her. And it looks really, really good. It's like a dystopian show about these people that live and work in this silo. And if you go outside the silo, then you die. And it's like in the future. And it looks really good. And there's 9 episodes out. And the 10th and final episode for the season comes out on June 30th. So if I start it now, like, I'll be able to, you know, finish watching it next week. It's the day after my birthday. My birthday's June 29th. Don't forget. So I'm thinking about starting to watch that Silo show. And then, so I watched A Crowded Room. It was just blah. It was just okay. I'm kind of over the show. If I hadn't already invested 5 or 6 episodes into it, I'd probably stop watching it. I don't know that I would highly recommend it to anybody. It's kind of gotten real boring. And so then I didn't know what I was going to watch, and I had forgotten that I started. Hold on a second. I got a text message. Oh, it's Piata. Your order has been picked up from Piata Italian Street Food, and your dasher is on the way. I had started that documentary on Netflix, and I kind of forgot that I had started it, called, well, actually, I know what happened. I was reading through my comments for the last couple days on my vlog, and somebody had said that they had watched it, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot that I had started watching that, because I started watching it the other night. Alex was watching that fake profile show, and so when he was watching it, I was in there eating, and so I put my AirPods in, and I started watching that documentary called Take Care of Maya. And so last night, I had like an hour and 20 minutes or something, hour and 30 minutes left of it, because I'd only started watching like the first 15 or 20 minutes of it. So I finished watching that documentary last night. If you guys want it, for some reason, I don't know why, it kind of reminded me a little bit of the Natalia Grace case, but it has nothing to do with anything like that. It's not similar at all. It's about this little girl, and so she and her parents, her mom is from Poland, and her dad is from Florida, and then she has a brother that's younger than her, and at the age of 10, she starts getting really, really sick. And so they start going to all these doctors, and they come up with this diagnosis of chronic pain. It's like CRPS or something like that. I don't know what that stands for, but it's like chronic pain. And they do these ketamine treatments and stuff with her. Okay, so she's doing really, really well. I mean, I have to say these treatments are kind of like really out there. Like, they don't really know what to do for her, you know? And so like they take her to Mexico to this hospital, and they do this ketamine-induced coma in her for a week, but it really helps her. I'm not gonna tell you guys the whole documentary, but I'm just gonna tell you the part, like what the main part's about. So anyway, but it helps her, and so like for a year, she's doing really, really well, right? And then there's a hurricane, and the night of the hurricane, she has like a relapse, and so they rush her to the emergency room, and the mom, who is like a nurse and has kept like all these detailed notes on the medical treatments and what the doctors have said and all this kind of stuff, is basically demanding the medical staff give her ketamine. And so the staff of this hospital doesn't, they refer to her as ketamine girl and stuff like that. I mean, it's horrible. And they, so they keep her in the hospital, but then somebody reports it to like Child Protection Services, and so this doctor comes in and does an evaluation and basically says it's called medical child abuse. And they try to diagnose the mother as having Munchausen by proxy, which is, you know, when you think your children are always kind of sick. I'm giving you like the very quick layman's terms to it. But anyway, so the whole show is basically about, and it's devastating what happens to this family, about whether or not this girl is really sick, whether she's faking it, whether her mom has tried to make her fake it, what's real, what's not real. The hospital and the social service office kind of like working against her, or working against the family. And then it flashes forward to a lot today, because there's like a court case, but you don't know until the end what the court case is about. And so they're interviewing the girl. She's now like 16 or 7. I think it was like 2017 or 2016 she would have been 10. So what is that, 7 years later? So today she would be 17, I think. They're interviewing her, they interview her brother, and they interview her father, and the attorneys and things like that. And it's just, when you watch the end of this, of like what has happened to all of these families in this area, and then and then it even goes further, like outside of Florida and all over the country, it's like unbelievable. It is such a sad documentary. It is such a sad documentary. I just, oh, who's this texting me? Nikki from the book club texted me, and she said, "Be jealous of our private pool on our deck." Aww. She blew up like a, one of those, like, you know, blow up pools for her kids on her patio. Oh, and they're playing in it. How fun. One year, we, like, Tanya and I and a bunch of our friends, we got, I feel like my DoorDasher is here. Yeah, they're pulling into my driveway. But we like sat outside and had all this kind of stuff and like our feet and like those things and whatever, and watched Final Destination. I'll never forget because Tanya got so scared watching that movie. And we were gonna watch Jaws and like all sit in those like blow up or those like, you know, those pools and whatever. We were gonna all sit in those pools like in the heat of August or whatever. Let me go get my DoorDash. Hold on just a second. Hey.
Your order.
Thank you so much. How are you?
You are welcome.
Have a good one.
Uh-huh.
Drive safe.
Uh-huh.
Okay, my DoorDash came. I'm so excited. See, this is how it comes. It comes all like stapled, and I put the seat over that and stuff like that. I'll take that inside in just a second. But anyway, so we were gonna watch Jaws on Tanya's patio, because Tanya has like this big cement patio. Well, she now has a bigger patio because her neighbor built her this, like, you step up to it, like this wood patio. And so she has her cement patio, and then she also has that patio. And she has a fire pit out there, and she's put like a volleyball net and everything. She's a huge backyard. And we used to have so much fun. So we were gonna watch Jaws one night and all sit like, I think it would kind of freak me out a little bit. I've seen those things where like people go to pools or like lakes or whatever, and they all sit on rafts like at night and they watch Jaws. There's no way I could sit in like a lake or a pool and watch Jaws at night. I mean, I'm sure I could do it if I had to, but I think that it would completely just scare the hell out of me. I usually, like, this is the thing, I am like, so if you guys do not know, my biggest fear in life is sharks, period, in a story. In fact, like, Alex is really pushing hard because next year for his 40th birthday, he wants to go to Bali. And so he's already, like, starting to look into it and whatever. And so his brother, Fufu, for, like, a work trip, like the top like sellers and whatever got to go to Bali for like a week, and so he went, and so Alex was FaceTiming with him the other day for his birthday, on his birthday, and he was like, yeah, like we're gonna start planning Bali and all this kind of stuff. And so he was like, how long, because Peter wants to know how long the flight is, and Fufu was like, well, from Los Angeles, he said he thought it was like either 8 or 9 or 12 or 13 hours, but both of those over the ocean the entire time will completely freak me out. I mean, I can do from here to Los Angeles, but like from Los Angeles over water the entire time, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That kind of freaks me out. In fact, the person that wrote the book, Flight, I was just telling my neighbor this the other day. She wrote, which I loved that book. I thought that book was so good. And apparently they're turning it into a movie or a TV show or something. But she wrote another book. Here, I'll tell you what it's called. It just came out. And I want to read it so bad. Hold on a second. Why is it not pulling? Did I never... It's not pulling up on my shelves. That's interesting. Is that not what it's called? Flight? What was that book called? Hold on a second. Book written... It was written by a flight attendant. A flight attendant drafted her novel on cocktail napkins and it took off. Newman wrote the book during downtime on long flights. Okay, what was the book? Falling. Okay. Because the book looks almost exactly, the new book looks like, the cover looks almost exactly like the first one. Why is it not pulling up on my Goodreads? Here it is. I gave it 5 stars. Falling by T.J. Newman. You just boarded a flight to New York. There are 143 passengers on board. What you don't know is that 30 minutes before the flight, your pilot's family was kidnapped. For his family to live, everyone on your plane must die. The only way the family will survive is if the pilot follows his orders and crashes a plane. Enjoy your flight. It was such a good book, you guys. Okay, so she has a new book out, and the book is called Drowning. It came out May 30th of 2023. Now, we're getting ready to go on this trip, and I want to read this book so bad, but the book says... Flight attendant turned New York Times bestselling author T.J. Newman, whose first book, Falling, was an instant #1 national bestseller and the biggest thriller debut of 2021, returns for her second book, an edge-of-your-seat thriller about a commercial jetliner that crashes into the ocean and sinks to the bottom with passengers trapped inside, and the extraordinary rescue operation to save them. 6 minutes after takeoff, Flight 1421 crashes into the Pacific Ocean. During the evacuation, an engine explodes and the plane... I can't even read the rest of it. But I want to read this so bad, but I'm like... yeah, I can't do that if we're getting ready to get into a plane. I can't do it if I'm getting ready to get into a plane. Is that thing about, I mean, everybody's talking about this right now, that submarine situation with the Titanic. I've been like following it kind of loosely. Is it not so sad? And I have to just say, and I'm sure this will probably ruffle some feathers out there. I've seen, like, on Twitter, so many jokes about it. Y'all, people died, okay? And, like, I just think the jokes are inappropriate. I don't think they're funny at all. I think the whole thing is, like, really tragic and really sad, and all these people are making jokes about it and all this kind of stuff. I'm just like, really bad taste. But it is what it is, I guess. People apparently feel like they can joke about anything these days. So yeah, what was I talking about? I was talking about books. But there's a bunch of books that I want to read. Oh, I was going to say that I usually watch Jaws in the summer, but I haven't watched it yet. And the thing about it is, like, my biggest fear is sharks. And I think it started like when I was a kid. I can remember being really, really young, and it would have been when my mom and dad were still together, because we went to a drive-in movie theater. I can faintly remember, my dad would never remember if I brought it up to him. He'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I can faintly remember being at this drive-in movie theater, and we saw Godzilla and we saw Jaws. It was like a double feature. Which, don't you just love drive-in movie theaters? My old sponsor used to own the one that passed away. Well, I had two sponsors that passed away, but one of them, he used to own a movie theater, and then he also owned a drive-in movie theater. And so we used to call him Movie Man, is what his nickname was. And I just love a drive-in. I haven't been to a drive-in movie theater in so long. But the last time that we were in Miami, I found this thing where it was like, they show all these older movies, not older, but like Pulp Fiction, Mean Girls, stuff like that on the top of this hotel. And then, did I talk about this when I did it? Because Alex and I were going to go do it, but there were like all the days that we had remaining, I think the weather was not good, or there weren't movies that we wanted to see or something like that. But you can like go and like sit on this rooftop of this hotel, and they have like a big screen, and they have like I can never pronounce this word, Adirondack chairs, and then they also have like love seat like couches and all kinds of stuff. And you can like order all kinds of food there, like chicken fingers, pizza, cheeseburgers, hamburgers, but you can also get like candy, and you can get like drinks, like cocktails and stuff like that, or just like soda or coffee or whatever, juice or, you know, whatever. But it's like for adults. It looks very cool though. Here in Indianapolis at the art museum, I haven't seen anything about it this year, but I'm assuming that they're still doing it. In the back of the art museum, they have this huge screen, and every season, I should look it up right now, every like summer season, they always have like a theme to movies that they do. The art museum is now called Newfields. Newfields movie. Summer Movies 2023. Let's see what it says. Oh, here it is. The National Bank of Indianapolis Summer Night Film Series. I guess there's really not a theme this year. Our favorite summer indie tradition. I mean, this has been going on since I was a kid. Because back in the day, they didn't used to sell food there. You could take picnic baskets of food. And so people would take like wine or sodas and special sandwiches or pasta and stuff like that. And then they started selling food there, and it was like real like obscure food. It was like big pickles and popcorn and all special kinds of popcorn and all that kind of stuff like that. I feel like we did it like one time when I was a kid. And then I feel like I did it like one time when I feel like Alex and I may have done it one time. We've talked about it like every summer, and we never end up going. But it's really, really fun because at Newfields, they have like these grassy areas that kind of like go down like you know, like a ladder kind of. And so you bring a blanket and you sit out there or chairs. A favorite indie summer tradition, the National Bank of Indianapolis Summer Nights film series returns this year to Newfields on Fridays and select Saturdays this June, July, and August. Bring your family and friends to watch movies under the stars. All you need is a chair or a blanket and a pillow or two. Snacks and drinks will be available for purchase. I guess you can't bring food anymore. Come early to play a round of trivia, learn a new dance, savor your own picnic with non-alcoholic beverages only. Snap a selfie in a photo booth or enjoy the sunset. For those who like to be prepared, sunscreen and bug spray are always a good idea. Individual tickets are $9 for members and $12 for the public. Okay, so these are the movies. Oh my god, Friday, July 14th is Rear Window. We might have to go see that, because I love that movie so much. So, June 2nd was The Big Sleep. June 9th was But I'm a Cheerleader, which was a good movie, but not my favorite. June 16th was Predator. June 23rd, which is tonight Friday night? Oh, this would have been a cute one. Finding Nemo. June 30th is Crazy Rich Asians. Friday, July 7th, audience vote presented with Indiana Black Expo. Because that's when the Black Expo is in town. What are the films? I'm looking to see what the films are. Hidden Figures or Black Panther. The Great Debaters or Hidden Figures. Oh, wait. Okay, we're on round. Final vote is either Hidden Figures or Black Panther. round one, it looks like it's going to be Black Panther that wins. Okay. Where am I at on time? Oh, it's going to stop here in just a second, in like 2 seconds. It just stopped. So Friday, July 14th, Rear Window. Saturday, July 15th, Desperado. Friday, July 21st, Indie Shorts International Film Festival, Oscar Shorts. Saturday, July 22nd, Indie Shorts International Film Festival award winners. Friday, July 28th, Fist of Fury. Friday, August 4th, The Mummy. Saturday, August 5th is a foreign film. I can't pronounce the name. Oh my god, you guys. This is the one we're doing. Oh, I'm going to be in Arizona, I think. Or is it the week after? Friday, August 11th, To Kill a Mockingbird. Friday, August 18th, Evil Dead 2. Saturday, August 19th, Set It Off. Oh, I love that movie so much. And Friday, August 25th, Super Secret Film. What does that mean? Let's look on here and see. Super Secret Film. Oh, it doesn't say anything except for this film, it's PG, and this film contains potentially triggering content. I wonder what that is. I bet it's going to be The Fault in Our Stars, because John Green lives in Indianapolis. What to bring? Bring your chairs, blankets, pillows, umbrellas, food, and non-alcoholic beverages. Seating areas in the amphitheater are grass. No chairs or seats are provided. You can purchase beer, wine, and snacks from our culinary arts team. Also, be sure to bring some sunscreen and bug spray. New Fields is currently a cashless campus. Credit or debit cards are the only form of pay. Okay. What not to bring? Alcoholic beverages, grills, pets, knives, guns, and candles taller than 12 inches are not permitted. I wonder what kind of food they have there. They have so many fun things, the art museum. Well, we'll have to pick one of them and see, even if it's something that we don't necessarily want to see. Rear Window would be the best. Rear Window. What did Nikki say back to me? She said she's trying to keep the little ones busy so she can read. Oh. So anyway, they used to do, like, every summer would have, like, a theme, like blockbusters, and then they would do, like, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Jaw. When I was growing up, they always had themes. Like Alfred Hitchcock, and that would be all Alfred Hitchcock movies or something like that. Or, like, blockbusters, and it would be Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Jaws, you know, those kind of movies, things like that, which was really fun. Alex and I were talking to our neighbor when she was at the pool, and our neighbor across the street, because we were all at the pool at the same time, about, so, for Alex's birthday a couple years ago, he bought a big, like, green screen, or I bought it for him, I can't remember, because we had the projector, and we ended up watching The Birds with Alfred Hitchcock. And then last summer, Alex and I, we watched Aladdin, the original cartoon version, and then also the live action film, and then we watched The Lion King. I'd never seen either one of them. We watched The Lion, can you believe I'd never seen The Lion King? I know. It's like his favorite movie of life. And so we watched The Lion King, and then we watched the live action version of The Lion King. And we, like, have the screen out there and stuff. The problem is the projector, the sound is not great with the projector. We watched a movie with Sarah too last year, I can't remember, some scary movie. Maybe we watched 2 of them, scary movies. And the screen is fantastic, the projector is fantastic. You just get on your computer and you, like, find a movie, and then you through, like, a streaming service or whatever, and put it on the projector. It's like it's super clear, and the screen is, like, really great. But the problem is that the sound is so low because it comes out of the projector, and so you need to have speakers. But we have speakers, but we can't figure out how to do it. So, but what we wanted to do with our neighbors on either side and across the street, we wanted to host a movie, like, night, like, in our backyard, and, like, put the screen out in the backyard, and all of us can, like, and they could have, like, their grandkids over and stuff like that, and we could, like, watch, like, a Disney movie, and we could all have, like, bring certain, like, you know, concession stand food, like candy, and make popcorn and cookies, and she makes brownies and cookies and stuff like that, and so we could all bring stuff over and have it while we were watching movies in the backyard. Don't you think that'd be so fun? So we still want to do that this summer, so that'll be real fun. But when I was a kid, we used to do all that kind of stuff, like sleep outside in tents at night. And my mom was always really big about sleeping outside, like just taking sleeping bags and like sleeping on our front porch, because we had like this huge brick like front porch. But we had these boxwoods that kind of hid it, so you could sleep on outside and nobody from like the street or anything. I mean, we were in a cul-de-sac too, so just nobody on the street could see you. But we could also sleep on like our porch, which was not like a screened-in porch or like a season, like 3-season room like they have. It was like an actual room, like made with like, you know, brick, and was carpeted and stuff like that. But it had like you had French doors that you opened to walk into it, and then 3 of the walls were all floor-to-ceiling windows that you like cranked out. And it had like a big couch out there and stuff. And so my mom would sleep on the couch and I would sleep on the floor. And we would watch like some scary movie, like not a scary movie, but like an Alfred Hitchcock movie or something. I'm kind of like in the mood to watch an Alfred Hitchcock movie tonight now. We would watch like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, and we would like have all the windows like cranked open. We would watch the movie and fall asleep out there and have like the air from the woods. I like literally like that porch was like in the woods. It was like if you were standing like right next to that wall, because it was like on a 2nd story, so like underneath it was like the basement. So if you were standing outside looking up at where the porch was, because the porch was probably like 10 feet in the air, 15 feet in the air or something like, I mean, nobody could get to you in that room. But if you were standing outside and you were standing like right up against the wall, you're literally like 3 feet from the woods. I mean, huge woods that you like walked into and get lost right away. And then there was a creek right behind, a pretty big creek that went all through our house. It ended up being Cool Creek if you kept on following it, which was like a big creek in Carmel that for a lot of people would look more like a river. And so like if you had all the windows open, like my bedroom was right on top of the porch. And so when I had my windows open at night, I just had like 2 windows that cranked open, you know, but you could smell the woods and the air coming through. It was so nice. My mom didn't love air conditioning, like at night, like when it started getting cool, she would turn the air conditioning off and she would open the windows. She always believed in like having windows open and stuff. And so, but you could hear the creek too. You could hear the creek kind of like rippling and stuff. It was so nice. I miss that a lot. My allergies are bad, but my allergies are not anywhere near as bad as Alex's. Like Alex's allergies are so horrible that we cannot like have our windows open. Which, you know, it's so funny because his allergies must not have been bad when we first moved in here, because with the dogs, we used to sit upstairs in the bedroom and we would like open the window. Well, it's not a crank open window, it's like you rise it up. But like that one, it's the same way. But I don't know if you can see it, but you just like, it has like a bolt lock on it, and then you like, okay, anyway. But we used to have the windows open in the upstairs bedroom. Maybe it was because it was more like the fall, like late fall or something, and the allergies weren't bothering him. I feel like it was in the summer, but I don't know why we would have had the windows open in the summer. Alex and I are big air conditioning people. We're like always the first people to turn our air conditioning on. Like my neighbor across the street, he's like, yeah, I finally turned the air conditioning on. I'm like, we've had our air conditioning on for like a month and a half now. But I miss that. I miss like the clean air moving through the house or whatever. But Alex's allergies are just like so horrific that he cannot handle it. Like it would be like treacherous for his allergies. So I have just a little bit of iced coffee left. This is the last. I've been putting that French toast syrup in it, which I have to say, like, I feel like I'm kind of getting back into the flavored coffee. I didn't love it for a while, and I kind of had to get used to this French toast syrup, but now I like it. And so every time I like pour my iced coffee in it, I put like 2 or 3 squirts of the French toast in it. It kind of like a glass this tall needs like 3 squirts. And I don't push it all the way down. I just kind of squirt. But this is my last well, I have like 3 or 4 cans in the refrigerator, but this is my last iced coffee, so I need to go and get some iced coffee from the store. I got a bunch of Fresh Time coupons today in the mail. And I was looking at the mail when I was talking to my neighbor, and she goes to Fresh Time like every single day, and so I gave her my coupons because I felt bad. It was like, But it was like $7 off if you spend so much money, and I never like spend as much money as the coupons were, and she actually spends quite a bit of money there. So I was like, I'm gonna actually just give these coupons to you. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much. She's so excited about it. So yeah, I'm gonna watch Cruel Summer tonight. Is there anything else that has come out that's real good? I was like, what is all of this text messages? And it was all from the DoorDash. I don't think there's anything I'm currently watching on Netflix. Catching Killers. This is a new one. From the crime scene to the courtroom, go in depth with the real investigators who captured some of the most vicious serial killers in history. I don't know why. Oh, this is interesting. Into the Line, The Railroad Killer, Night Terror, New York Zodiac Killer, Manhunt, The Olympic Park Bomber, and Train to Kill, The DC Sniper. Which I've never watched anything on the DC Sniper, and I read that book. So I'd like to watch that. Top TV shows in the U.S. today. Black Mirror, 85 South, Suits, Sleeping Dog, Never Have I Ever, Our Planet 2, Skull Island. What is that? Looks like a cartoon or something. I guess it's like an anime. The Surrogacy. That actually kind of looks good. And then everybody keeps on telling me to watch Glamorous with Kim Cattrall. How many episodes are there? 10? Maybe I'll start watching that. Everybody's like telling me that's really good. Marco nabs the perfect job to pursue his passion for beauty, but when his new gig and love life clash, can he build a strong foundation to flourish? It's supposed to be really good. I like Kim Cattrall from Sex and the City. Top movies in the U.S. today. Extraction 2. Take Care of Maya, which is the one that I just watched yesterday. Oh, The Mule. That's why my dad was watching The Mule the other day, because it was like number 3. It's number 3 on Netflix. Number 4, Extraction. What are these Extraction movies? I've never heard of them. And it's gritty action thriller. An elite soldier for hire sets out to rescue the kidnapped son of an international drug lord. With Chris Hemsworth. He's hubba, don't you think? And then Boss Baby is number 5. Accepted is number 6. 7 is 47 Ronin. Is that with Keanu Reeves? Yeah. Number 8. Is it called Unbroken? Hey, what are you doing?
Just trying to get some exercise in.
It's not a very nice night outside.
It is. It is.
Okay, I'm back. I had to stop the camera because she started like right in talking about some HOA drama in the neighborhood, and she was like asking me about people, and she was saying names and stuff like that, so I had to stop the camera. And then I took my food inside so that I could put the sandwich in the refrigerator, because she was like, she stood up here, we've been talking for like a half an hour, and she sat up here and she like, I picked up the bag, and because I like my chair hit it, so I picked up the bag, and she goes, is that your dinner? And I said, yeah. And she goes, your dinner's sitting out here on the front porch? I said, yeah, I need to put it inside. She goes, go put it inside. She goes, I've been sitting out here talking to you for so long. I was like, it's okay, I've had a good time talking to you. So anyway, she was telling me all the drama in the neighborhood, which I just eat that stuff up. I love it. But anyway, all right, and Alex is getting ready. I went inside and the fan was off and the lights were on upstairs. So I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm getting ready. So I'm gonna go inside and spend a couple minutes with him before he goes to dinner. And then I'm gonna start rendering this vlog and getting it up. So anyway, I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want, or your week or weekend if you need to. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face. You might be changing their day for the better. You might be making them happy. You guys might just be making their day. You don't know. And also, be kinder. Be kinder and love each other. Be kinder to no, that's the end. Be kinder to one another and love one another a little bit more. And most importantly, I feel like that's not what I usually say. Be kinder to one another and love one another a little bit more. And most importantly, be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. Because what? it all starts with you. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.